हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू सुप्रीम मशीनो क्लासेस। गाइस मैं डिक्टेशन देने जा रहा हूँ सुप्रीम कोर्ट केसेस के एक्सट्रैक्ट पोर्शन से हैं। सो बी रेडी। 5 सेकेंड। We have duly considered the submissions of the council for both the parties. As noted in detail above, both the parties are blaming each other for the failure of settlement terms. In this backdrop, we have gone through the impugned order passed by the High Court. In the entire judgment, the High Court has not adverted to the important aspect that needed attention in such a case, namely whether it was the appellant who was responsible for not adhering to the terms of the consent order and thereby violated the directions issued by the High Court in its orders dated 9/5/2017. After all, the respondent had filed the contempt petition attributing breach of the directions on the part of the appellant. In reply, the appellant had taken up the stand that she was not responsible for the happenings and squarely blamed the respondent. Therefore, the High Court has not discussed these aspects. On the contrary, the approach of the High Court was to insist the appellant to adhere to the settlement terms even at that stage, and on her refusing to do so, it arrived at a finding that she had committed the contempt of the court's order as the aforesaid conduct was found to be abhorrent. It is thus the stubborn attitude shown by the appellant during the hearing of the contempt petition, which was weighed by the High Court, that according to us was not the correct approach for punishing the appellant for contempt of court. The contempt petition was filed by the respondent alleging that the appellant had not fulfilled her obligations under the consent terms and the directions given by the High Court in this behalf. It was thus necessary for the High Court to discuss and consider in the first instance as to whether these allegations of the respondent were correct. There is another way of looking into the matter. The consent terms on which the parties settled the matter contained an important part of agreement, namely both the parties decided to live together again. This happened in the proceedings which essentially related to the custody of child. No doubt, when the parties agreed to resume the matrimonial relations and decided to live again as husband and wife, the problem of custody of Pranav got automatically solved, thereby as it brought about an ideal situation where Pranav could have the company of his both the parents. Unfortunately, this did not materialize. In a case like this, whether the High Court could force the appellant to join the company of the respondent and live with him if he had decided for certain reasons not to do so. Even when a decree of conjugal rights is filed by a competent court of law in favor of one of the spouses, such a decree cannot be executed and the other spouse who is directed to resume the conjugal relations cannot be forced to do so. It is a different matter that for not obeying such a decree with other consequences follow, including right to the decree holder to seek divorce. When that is the position, even in respect of a decree passed by a competent court of law forcing the appellant to join the company of the respondent, and on her failing to do so, punishing her in committing contempt of the court's order, that too by awarding maximum civil imprisonment in law cannot be countenanced. In a matter like this, the focus of the High Court should have been on the custody of the child, which was a subject matter of the habeas corpus petition. However, as far as that aspect is concerned, the High Court simply stated that it would be open to the respondent to execute the order of the Canadian court dated 16/4/2015. Here again, the High Court has fallen into error. In fact, in a matter like this, the High Court should have restored the habeas corpus petition and decided the same on merits. However, when application for this purpose was filed by the respondent, instead of doing so, the High Court passed the orders dated 5/10/2017, giving liberty to the respondent to file the contempt petition. Having regard to our aforesaid discussion, we allow the appeal filed by the appellant and set aside the order of the High Court, whereby the appellant is punished for contempt. It would be open to the respondent to press the contempt petition before the High Court, and if he so chooses, the High Court shall decide the contempt petition in the light of the aforesaid observations made by this court, namely to first find out as to whether the appellant is correct in her submission that it is the respondent who did not take necessary steps to ensure that the appellant joins the company of the respondent along with Pranav in USA. Stop. So guys, एक डिक्टेशन था। अब से मैं गाइज इस डिक्टेशन से मैं एक चीज शुरू करने जा रहा हूं। आप लोग भी ध्यान दीजिएगा कि जो भी मैं आपको मैटर दूंगा, जहां पे मैं ज्वाइंट स्ट्रोक बोल रहा हूं, उसको मैं अंडरलाइन कर दूंगा। ठीक है, जैसे कि आया ऑफ द ऑर्डर, तो ये ऑफ द ऑर्डर आपको अंडरलाइन किया हुआ मिलेगा, जिससे आपको ये चीज क्लियर हो जाएगा कि इसके ज्वाइंट स्ट्रोक बन सकते हैं। ठीक है, और वो ज्वाइंट ही बोला जाएगा। मैक्सिमम यही होता है जहां भी डिक्टेशन बोले जाते हैं कि जो ज्वाइंट स्ट्रोक जहां पे रहता है उसको ज्वाइंट एक साथ बोला जाता है। ठीक है, और वहां पे स्पीड रहता है। ठीक है, तो वही आपके जो वेरिएशंस होते हैं स्पीड में, जो आप बोलते हैं कि वैरी करता है, तो उसके वजह से वैरी करता है। ठीक है, तो इस चीज मैं करने जा रहा हूं ताकि आप लोग को भी सुविधा हो और आप लोग अच्छे से अपनी तैयारी कर सके। तो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन और डिक्टेशन के साथ। तब तक के लिए धन्यवाद।